living in America while being black. And I know some of y'all might be saying, Unknown, welcome to the chat, man. Appreciate you. What's up, Unknown? Thank you for coming through. I'm talking about being black while in America. And those who understand that experience, first of all, you would have to be black or know somebody black, or even be paying attention to all that's going on. Unknown said, thank you. You're very welcome, man. Hang around, because we're going to get people in here. We're going to talk about it, man. Nobody's bashing nobody, but we're going to talk about some stuff that needs to be talked about. Unknown said it's bad, though. Yes, it is bad. But guess what? We soldiers, man. We stand strong and we don't fold. And that's what I want to do, is encourage people, especially my brothers and sisters, to continue to stand strong. But I also want to say, man, we got to practice more unity amongst one another. We can't be like hating each other, because that was taught from the slave master. See, we got to speak these things. Somebody said, yeah. Unknown said, yeah, we got to speak these things. We've been taught to hate each other, because their goal is to divide and conquer. They want us divided amongst one another, man. And we should not be allowing that to happen, man. We smarter than that, we stronger than that, and we better than that, man. We resilient. We done came through a lot. I got a couple videos that I'm gonna show a little bit later. One of the videos is the lady, she parked in a handicapped spot. She had the handicap sticker too. She had dropped her grandmother off before she parked, but the cop came. They end up snatching her out, throwing her on the floor. And I'm just saying, that's part of how they handle us when we encounter law enforcement, man. That's why when we look at the Rodney Hinton case, and yeah, I got to go back to the Rodney Hinton, when his son got killed by the cop, and then he turned around and killed the deputy, because he understands they handle us different. They still haven't released that officer's name. They still have not released that officer's name. Listen, y'all, when y'all enter the building, hit up the chat, man. I know this is a hard topic, but this is what we're talking about today. Hit up the chat, let me know you in the house, man. We can't be living in fear, man. We got to overcome fear so we really able to help each other. Stop walking on eggshells. We really want to help our community. We got to speak the truth, man. We got to have the courage to help one another. We got to speak the truth to our brothers and our sisters, and we got to be willing to help one another. As you come in, also make sure you take that poll, man. Make sure you take the poll. It's important, man. Make sure you take the poll. And the question is, do you think African Americans are deal with racism and discrimination in America? And just be honest. Take the poll. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think African Americans experience racism and discrimination in this country? Let me know your thoughts. Take that poll. Let me know your thoughts. Take that poll. But the goal is, man, we gotta let people know, man. It's been so many situations, man. Let me just talk about it. There's been situations where African Americans been killed while driving, while walking, while running. You know, Ahmaud, he was running and he was killed. That wasn't necessarily by cops, but it was by some vigilante type people, and saw him as a threat, and all he was doing was getting his exercise on. When we cooperate, it's the same thing. This video, I'm trying to wait for more people to get in before I show it, so I won't have to show it twice. But also, while we waiting, Unknown, did you see that that slave plantation burnt down? It was the largest plantation, called Nottoway Plantation in Louisiana. It just burned down the other day. A total loss. It was the largest. They claim it was the largest plantation in the United States. That's why Rodney Hinton did what he did. And a lot of us can relate to that. Though we don't encourage violence or none of that, but we can relate to that because Be like, man, this has to stop. When is it going to stop? They killing us, at a high rate. And we only make up 13% of the population here in the United States. But that's the thing, man. We got a lot going on. And I just want us to, man, do better, man. Unknown, have you heard of the term Willie Lynch syndrome? Have you heard of the term William? His name was William Lynch, but they just say Willie Lynch syndrome. They say we have the Willie Lynch syndrome. Have you heard of that, sir? Called the Willie Lynch syndrome. What that is the Willie Lynch syndrome is when they say that because we have been brainwashed. So there was a slave master by the name of William Lynch. And there's a book, right? He supposed to have wrote letters to all these other slaves. This was in the 1700s. He wrote a letter to all the slaves because slaves were escaping. Some of them was getting hurt. They was dying. And they was looking at the cost of it. They was like, listen, we got to do something, man, because this is costing us money. He said, I got a plan, a foolproof plan so you can get your slaves in order. And what he did is he wrote the letter to all the slave plantations. In the letter, he said, first of all, you got to cause as many divisions amongst your slaves as possible. Number one, get them to distrust one another, but only get them to trust us. Unknown, I'm gonna give you a quick peek, man, because people scared of this book. I'm gonna give you a peek of the actual book. That's a peep of the actual book. That's a peep, right? We do need money, but we need our mind right, because it's easy to get the money. People get the money and then they blow it. But let's continue this thought process, what they doing, dividing us and conquering us. He wrote in the letter, he said, get them not to trust one another, but only trust us. What do we do now? Black people can say something, but as soon as a white person said, we say, oh, okay, that's the truth. But we can hear it 1,000 times from each other, and we don't go with that. We don't trust one another. Adam the Ghost, Mark is coming at you, love, direct, for real. Please hit the like and also subscribe, most definitely. I appreciate that. Young Kickboxing Talent said, hi, my name is Mano, and I'm from the Netherlands. And I have to go to the hospital tomorrow to get the car, excuse me, to get the car off the car. So I'll be in touch with you if you want to come to the office for a bit of time. Okay, I don't really understand that, but thank you, Young Kicking, for checking in. We appreciate you. Nothing but love. Hope you be safe and get all you need to get handled. But what I'm saying is, they taught the slave masters to cause as many divisions. These are some of the divisions that he wrote about in the letters. He said, have the light skin against the dark skin, the young against the old, the fathers against the sons, the mothers against the daughters, skinny versus fat. So many different differences, just continue to make differences amongst them. That's even like how we do, or I'm from this block, or I'm from this hood. We so divided in our mind, we got to get out of that Willie Lynch syndrome type thinking. We got to do better as a people, man. Then we can get some money, because we getting money now, but everybody's divided. All the money the rappers and entertainers are getting, if everybody would pool together, we would really be a lot better off. We would have distribution centers and do a lot more things. But we got to get this mindset out of our minds. Unknown said, thank you. The Ghost, welcome in, man. I appreciate y'all, those who's coming through. Don't be offended by my words. I'm speaking in love, but I make no apologies by the words that I'm speaking. I want to encourage my people to do better. I want to encourage my people to do better. Adam, I agree with you said, and I agree. Everybody is not racist, but it only takes a few, and then it takes some other people next to them not saying anything, that makes it a problem as well. If you got other whites and then that's just on the local level. If you take it on a higher scale and make it political and you put it in the hands of somebody like Donald Trump and he got authority, that one perfect person can make a difference because now he can make laws and policy to hinder African Americans or even other minorities. So that's when it be a problem. Nobody's saying it's everybody, but sometimes it can be a lot of people, and then it takes other people to look and quietly and don't say anything.